We are live. Welcome
Ye-
into the West Coast Draft Podcast. As always, it's Beau is Rob Jokining, and Daniel Lisenby. In that order. Actually, no, not in that order. Let me back up. We're gonna do this in alphabetical order. Sorry, Rob. Beau
Oh, it's okay.
Daniel
I
Lisenby,
understand.
Rob Jokining. There you go. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing swell. That Thursday night game was not as big of a stinker as we thought it would be. It was actually
It
pretty
wasn't as
entertaining.
bad as I thought it would be. It
It
was
was
not
pretty,
the
honestly, it was pretty entertaining. It had a decent score and it had plenty of goofs and follies. It was very
Yeah,
fun.
well, and plenty of follies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
On both sides, on both sides. A lot of coaching mismanagement.
hmm
We'll talk about it a little bit
Like,
later.
see, it can still be bad teams, but you can score more than 10 points each, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I
Just because you
always
got too bad off. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was gonna say I always feel like whenever media and fans say that an upcoming game is gonna be a total shit show, like this past Steelers game, it always turns out better than you expect. It's
Mm.
not it's
hmm
not gonna be like a game of the year candidate or anything, but it's usually gonna be competitive. There's gonna be some scoring. Someone's gonna look better than people thought they would. And I think we saw that, in the end.
hmm Agreed. Agreed. And you know what? I actually
Bailey Zappi
disagree.
looked like he did for a week or two last year again.
That's right. He had some hot stretches against who do he played against like Green Bay. He played against shoot, what were those games he played? Oh, did he play in the Detroit game last year?
I would Honestly, I have no clue what games he played in last year.
That's why I was just asking Daniel because I feel like he'd know.
Uh, I'll remember that we got shut out that game, and one of our players had to go to the ER in the first
Hmm.
quarter.
That's never
Very
good.
nice. So yeah, not a fun time.
Hmm Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully this year's been making up for that. A little bit of revenge, honestly, the way Detroit's been playing versus the way New England's been playing up until tonight, 'cause New England's back in the win column. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the rest of the week 13 slate. Getting some week 14 bets and then we'll roll. But before we do that, some
Before we do
big
what you're talking about,
yes. Before we
breaking news: George Clooney says Penix for Heisman at the
oh
premiere of Boys in the Boat.
well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But
Um,
hey, he said it. He knows ball.
George Clooney knows ball. Um, George Clooney
But
knows ball. That's right.
speaking of other breaking news today, though, a team that was on bye totally embarrassed themselves today.
And coming into a huge week too, a very big
hmm
game in week 14. Um, you want to talk about it, Rob?
Sure, I'll take the lead on this one. The head coach of the Buffalo Bills, the only team in in the state of New York, Sean McDermott, told his players to work together like the people who hijacked the 9/11 planes. Yeah, yeah. Daniel did not see this headline. Bo and I saw it, so we wanted to see
Oh
his
my
reaction.
God. What the fuck, bro?
All time bad. He
What
should
a
get
Yeah.
stupid
fired.
thing to say.
He should get
Bro,
fired for
dude.
that one. Yep. Oh, that was
Our
in
boy Sean
19?
McDermott woke
Yeah, it was
up
in
that
19.
morning and
Yeah.
just chose to be a menace, man. That's some
Yes,
menacing
it
shit,
happened
man.
in 2019. My favorite part of the story too was he was going around and what I took from it, I might have misread it, but basically at one point, he asked like a rookie who at the time a rookie, he like got up in his face and he was like, "What do you think held that team back? Or what do you think like were no, there was what do you think were their obstacles?" And a veteran like jokingly said the TSA.
I saw that too.
Like, and it was like the veteran trying to like ease the tension because anytime you bring something like that up, it's gonna
God.
make for a tense environment.
Yeah, that one's so
He
bad.
didn't get fired for that. He's been still in a job now 4 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, come on. Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh, look at that statement. I lost a friend in 9/11. Oh my gosh.
It's like
Bro,
you say
Buffalo
something
season has
racist, so it's
just
like I
gone
have a
I have
wrong.
black
black
friend.
friends. Literally, that's I have black friends. Well, they're probably signing a big fat check on the 50-yard line at halftime to like
Oh
the
yeah,
firefighters.
yeah.
Yikes. That's like the worst team out of any team out of all 32 teams. Maybe
Okay,
Giants or Jets.
Giants or Jets are probably worse because even though they're technically New Jersey,
Yeah,
they're New
yeah.
York metro areaas team. But the
It
Bills
is
are right
up there,
there.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so bad. That's really bad.
Hmm.
Maybe that got leaked by Bill's front office to get him fired.
That's not a bad idea, actually. That's not a bad point. I didn't even think about that.
Also,
Uh,
another crazy news. Do you see the Jaguars staffer who stole $20 million? That is awesome.
yeah,
How
it's
did he
Blake
get
Bortles.
20 million? Ah, yes.
Portals.
Ding. That's a ring the bell. Um, he got $22 million that he stole from like credit card transactions. That guy's awesome. He's so cool.
Yeah, he did it. He did it, man. I mean, who doesn't want to work in the
And
NFL
he
where he's
gambled it all too. Awesome. That guy rocks.
Mother.
him and Calvin Ridley would be friends.
What if
And the optics
the guy
around
was
these
doing it for
Steelers
Calvin
just
Ridley?
crazy.
Um, well, it was a big week
It was a
then
big
for the
week.
four teams in the AFC that won their division last year. Obviously, the Jaguars found out about that. The Bills had that go on. The Chiefs lost to the most storied organization in the history of professional sports.
They deserve to
Most
get
noble
Patrick
sports
Mahomes
club
this
on the
offseason.
planet.
Is Jordan Love better than Patrick Mahomes now? I think we need to have that
I
discussion.
don't think there's any question about that, honestly, at
Of
this
course,
point.
man.
I think Jordan. I don't think Patrick Mahomes. You kidding me? Jordan Love's better than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Brett Favre rolled into one player.
Better than Caleb Williams. If I could take a quarterback in next year's draft, #1 overall, it would be Jordan Love.
He's got that Packers Hall of Fame secret stuff now, man. He's
If I
unstoppable.
if I could take a player in an all-time draft and get their career guaranteed, I'd take Jordan Love. Not Tom Brady,
Same.
not John Elway, not Joe Montana. Jordan Love.
Either Jordan Love, maybe Aaron Rodgers. Maybe take Rodgers.
Jake
But
Browning.
Love's
There you
younger,
go.
so you got to take the younger QB.
I changed my answer. Jake Browning.
You know what? I'm happy for him though. That was an awesome game he played, man.
He was awesome. I'm
I'm
excited
happy
to
for
talk
Jake.
about that game. That was big time. That was big. I loved all the love that Folsom High School was getting on ESPN too. That was I never thought
Hmm.
I'd see that.
Well, yeah, they won the state title.
No,
Well,
NorCal State. They're playing in the state title on
yeah, I forget that
Saturday.
they split it in two. I always forget that.
Yeah. That's what happens when you play in a state that has a a very clear distinction between North and South. It helps. It makes it easier. Um, but yeah, so I suppose we'll just hop right into it. I know we already talked Seattle, Dallas last week. Sorry,
And
Rob.
another Seattle news. Jamal Adams tripling down on
Oh yeah.
oh my God.
God, well, yeah, we didn't talk about this. This was a Friday thing last
Hopefully this
week.
finally gets him cut. Yeah, so I think we might have mentioned it on Tuesday though, but Jamal Adams post so this reporter, I think it might have been for the Jets. So I think maybe
It
that's why it
was
was
a
a
Jets
shot.
reporter, yeah,
It
Connor
might have been a
Hughes.
shot at Jamal, but he never mentioned Jamal or anything. So like I think he really took that way more personal than it was.
Mhm.
And then he posts a picture of his wife saying yikes. And she's not even not attractive. She's a
No, she's
good looking,
fine.
she's a she's a nice looking woman. And it's like yikes, just being a total dick. And he like tripled down on it. He's like, when they go low, I hit them even lower, is what he said yesterday.
Yeah.
Um
Because every good guy in the history of something like that always said, "I'll go even lower," right? That's
mhm.
always the proper way to react to
Um
that.
and like Pete Carroll's like, oh, we talked about it. This is not who we want to be. Cut him. If that's not who you want to be, cut him.
Hmm.
That's all I have left. I'm sick of him. I'm so tired of him. I'm pretty tired of Quandre too. He got hurdled by another player this weekend. Not that hard to do against his short ass. We're paying 18 million for Jamal and like 16 for Quandre and 12 for Love, and they all suck. They play safety. It's not that hard.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how a player gets worse when they leave the Jets. Usually you expect them to be better because most franchises are better
Oh
run
man,
than
I
the
defended
Jets.
the Jamal trade for a long time. I notably have not been defending it for about the past year and a half. Um,
I don't blame
Honestly,
you.
what was worse than the Jamal trade was the extension. I'd have just rather let him walk and kept Ryan Neal because he was better anyways. Um, just so pathetic. Just embarrassing, embarrassing. A lot of people I know call Jamal Adams the peacock just because he, always makes it about him. He's a me guy. He's not a team guy.
Hmm. Yeah, here
If
we
this
go.
was the LOB
Here's the
era,
tweet. Here's the
if this
tweet,
was
by the way. Yeah.
hashtag Prez,
Hashtag why do you throw hashtag friends at the end of it too? Yeah. And
a
that was
very nice looking woman.
yeah, she looks fine.
Look at that
It's
beautiful family, though. Got a baby
yeah.
right there. That's
Yeah,
a
you can't
very
see the
nice
baby.
family. I see
Yeah.
his hand, I think. I see
Yeah.
a little pacifier.
Yeah.
But
No,
like
yeah, this is past fire.
that's just so classless.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Jamal Adams, you are a clown and you're not even good at football anymore.
No. Yeah, I have this record for sacks for a safety. There's a reason that you resent blitzing so much, buddy.
Hmm.
Get rid of him.
Not
Get
worth
not,
it.
not worth it. Can't catch either.
Hmm.
I will never forget how visibly frustrated Bobby Wagner was against the Steelers. I think it was a Thursday night or Monday night. I forget what. When I think it was a Thursday night, he had a chance at a game-winning pick and it just bonks off his head. And that was the
Oh,
same
it's
game that
Sunday
he
night. It
was
was
like,
Sunday night. Yeah, I
no,
remember that game now.
that was the same game that he was like, I'm the best in
I'm
the
best in the
nation.
nation.
So I had a
Yeah.
tweet. I had a tweet. One of my proudest tweets was like, I'm the best in the nation. Bonk. Loses game. It's just, oh,
Incredible stuff.
that old LOB core never would have let that shit fly either. They
Oh,
never would have let that shit fly. They kept Earl Thomas sane.
yeah. Which turns out after he was in Baltimore for 1 year and he already had lost his mind at that point. So, um, just kind of goes to show you. Goes to show
All
you.
right, let's the
But
idiot. Let's talk about the peacock. Let's talk about some football.
let's talk. Let's talk Titans Colts. This is a game. This was certainly a game. It was actually a great game. This game went to
Minshew
OT.
mania.
It was
Minshew
crazy,
versus
dude.
Levis. It was a wild time. It was went to OT. Titans had a chance to win it. I mean, they would have won it if they made the extra point after one of the touchdowns.
Hmm.
Um, this is insanity. This is insanity. Titans continue losing. Colts are right there for a wild card spot.
That's crazy. Never would have guessed it.
Never would have guessed that. So, um, exciting times in Indianapolis. They've really shown out this year, and we'll see.
Hmm.
They do have
Shane
to compete with
Steichen
the,
should be up
oh,
there for coach of the year, if not
he's got to be in consideration.
lock.
I don't know about Locke because of D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
In the same division too. It's crazy you guys in the same division, but um,
AFC South has like overnight turned into a juggernaut for the next 5 years.
yeah, yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where things go and on that front. But that's yeah, between the Jags, I mean, you might have quite honestly, man. All four teams have good coaches,
And young
other
quarterbacks.
and young quarterbacks. Now, say what you will about Will Levis, he's not necessarily winning games right now, but the
He's not
kid
the
MVP.
problem.
It's not the problem. No,
Give him a good off season of being quarterback one. I'd like to see what happens there.
we shall see.
That AJ Brown trade was all time whoopsie for them though.
Yeah. Oh gosh, so
I mean, we weren't high on Traylon Burks and
Not aging well on that front. But man, they could have won this football game.
They
They were
could have.
right there. Took it to OT. Stuff, but it will end up helping them because right now they're picking in the top 10 in the draft. Yeah, if the season ends
Get
today, they're
Marv.
the
Get
eighth pick.
Marv. Get Rome.
Yeah, yeah, Rome
Get him
probably
a,
pretty realistic.
get him a receiver.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they'll be able to get. They probably won't be
If
able to
they
get more
tank
than
it, who
eight.
knows?
4 wins.
Get him
Just I mean
Brock Bowers.
they're four. Maybe they're 4-8 right now.
Yeah, that's a little too high. Maybe a trade
Yeah,
up, but that could be Rome.
it could be Rome.
I hope Rome goes to the Raiders.
At
Uh
11.
they're kind of doing well at receiver right now.
That's true. That is true.
I hope Rome goes to a team that uses him right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the game of the week. Game of the year. Chargers, Patriots.
Chargers, Patriots.
Chargers are a contender, guys. Brandon Staley, elite defensive coach.
He did, he shut out a apparently a very
Oh my
a
gosh.
competitive Bailey Zappi
How did the
offense.
Chargers shut them out and they beat the Steelers? How'd that happen? On a short week.
Well, I got a simple answer. All these teams, mid.
Yep.
They're
Mid teams
Mid-offs,
beat each
baby.
other up.
2023
yeah.
NFL is a mid-off.
Yeah, honestly.
Honestly, I mean, you look at it right now. There
Except for the
are
Niners. Except for the Niners, honestly.
yeah, except for the Niners,
Is there anyone who's not mid?
Dolphins,
What's
Baltimore's
their
pretty
but
what's
they
good.
haven't
their
beat
what's
anyone. They're
their yeah,
9-3.
exactly.
They haven't beat anyone though.
Baltimore I would say is
Baltimore,
not
yeah.
mid.
Dallas, when they play bad teams.
I'll say the only teams that aren't wouldn't be mid in normal seasons are Niners and Ravens.
Cowboys, Cowboys.
No, Cowboys are mid.
Dak's gonna win MVP though.
Is he? I
He
will
wins
shoot myself.
MVP. I'm done, man.
Dak's gonna
So
Dak's gonna win
done.
MVP.
Jalen, no. Brock.
No, it's
Oh,
Cam. Dak is playing better than Jalen.
I'd rather have Dak than Purdy.
Dak is playing better than Jalen Hurts.
Who else
I
is
take
CJ?
Purdy over
CJ
Dak.
Stroud. Give me CJ.
Give me CJ. As long as it's
Someone
not gonna
else.
be Mahomes. It's not gonna be
No,
Mahomes
someone
again.
else. Someone
It's not gonna be Mahomes again.
not Dak or Purdy. Oh,
I mean,
Jordan
I don't
Love,
know why. We all
MVP.
know it's gonna be Jake Brown, so it's okay.
yeah.
Um,
Mike
I'm
winning the
gonna.
Heisman the same year that Jake wins the MVP.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I mean, Jake comes in for a hurt Burrow in week 11 and
Time
has
to
an
trade Joe
MVP.
Burrow.
God, no. Bengals Facebook is talking about and it's no, please, no.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
And they
What
can't
you
even get
would
out of his
do,
contract because all the guaranteed money they gave him.
what
So
you
it's like
would do
no.
is you trade Browning
Oh, you
high.
trade
That's what you
Browning.
do.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
trade Browning. Yeah,
trade him, sell him high. The
yeah,
old
sell high
Patriot
exactly.
way.
Exactly. If they can make the play, even if they don't like win a game, if they can make the playoffs with Browning at quarterback, there's going to be a team that'll trade for him in the offseason.
Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah, bring him home. Bring him
Oh
home.
man, that would suck.
Yeah.
Which would I dislike
it'll be like
more?
Nick Foles where it's he's literally only good when he's in Philly. He goes anywhere else, he's terrible. But when he plays in Philly, he's elite. That's Jake Browning in Cincinnati. Or maybe
Can you
not. Or
imagine?
maybe this is the start of a beautiful, beautiful thing. We'll talk more about Jake Browning when we get to the
Bengals
Bengals.
are gonna draft. They're gonna draft Penix.
We just have a line of Husky quarterbacks backing up Joe.
It'd be really fun is if the team that
Yeah.
takes Rome gets Penix day 2.
That would be fun. That
Mm.
would be fun. Especially if Browning is able to fetch anything on the open market, they will need a backup quarterback. And it wouldn't be the first time that Penix ends up coming in second behind an LSU quarterback.
Mm,
Womp womp.
womp
Anyways,
womp.
but yeah, talking back Chargers Patriots here, the sidetrack podcast as usual. Well, it's funny because I wanted to roast the shit out of the Patriots, but they just beat the Steelers
I
tonight. So it's
know.
like,
We got to stop doing this on Thursdays, man.
yeah, we gotta start doing this on Wednesdays.
You
Yeah,
still
no,
can. They got shut out by Brandon fucking Staley.
that's
That's
true.
pretty
That's true.
embarrassing. I'm not
That
gonna
is
lie.
That's
embarrassing.
horrible. That's horrible. The Chargers are really, really bad football
They
team.
gotta
I
fire Staley. Who do you bring in though? What offensive coaches are really out there right now?
Ben Johnson, Brian
I don't
Johnson,
love that fit.
Jim Harbaugh.
I feel like Ben Johnson with the Chargers would be pretty good. I think he could do some stuff with Justin Herbert.
I don't know if I like that fit though. That's all.
But I agree, he
Just
should stay in Detroit.
yeah, he's horrible, right?
Yeah, you trash.
B enemy. Bring B en Oh, they probably would not get along well.
Oh no, they definitely. Herberts doesn't seem like a butt heads type of guy, but he would just like he's
Oh no,
not
no, 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 no.
confrontational.
Well, I don't think he'd like the very mean style of
Oh no, yeah, no, that's what
B
I'm
enemy.
saying. Like that's like he would call
The
honestly
enemy
kind of
needs
roll
to
over. He'd get
go
intimidated.
to a AFC or NFC North team. The enemy needs to go to Chicago. That's where he needs to go to.
Yeah, yeah. And would Caleb respond to that? I think Caleb, man, Caleb and him
That's
might butt
true.
heads.
Yeah, under Justin though. I that's just what I'm thinking of openings
Yeah.
in
No,
the other
Caleb Williams
divisions.
is going to be a Chicago Bear next year.
Yeah,
We were playing fun with it. Like maybe it could be the Cardinals, maybe it could be the Patriots. The Panthers now are 2 games behind the team with the second overall pick with 5 games left to
yikes.
go. It's gonna be the
No
Bears. I
one's
think
gonna want that Panthers job. Maybe the enemy gets that job.
maybe, but man, that Panthers job is
Poison
just
chalice, man.
I wouldn't take that Panthers job right now. If they could offer me all the
If I'm
money in
the
the world.
Bears though, you build a dome ASAP if you get Caleb.
Yeah. I think that's what they're gonna do with the new
They
stadium. I think they were
should. They
planning to
add
do a dome.
I think a big reason why they've had horrible quarterbacks is because they don't have a dome.
Doesn't explain the Packers.
Packers aren't
Well, the
right
Packers
off
are a
Lake
noble
Michigan though.
franchise, bro. The Bears don't have that same status.
I
That's
think
true. How could I
The
forget?
Packers
it's
could
the
play on the
wind.
moon, and it would still
That's
have
true.
franchise QBs.
I think more than anything, it's the wind rather than the cold. Because Chiefs do fine. It's cold as fuck there.
That's true.
Being right off Lake Michigan, that's rough for them.
Hmm. Um,
Ryan Grubb to the Bears.
Ryan grew up to the Bears. Actually, you know what? As far as laughing at the name. I gave Daniel there.
Number one stockholder, bro. Oh my god.
Hyping him up. That as an OC, that's actually not a terrible fit, honestly. Maybe a Harbaugh grub, like just pull everyone from the
Harbaugh's getting an
pull it.
extension, dog.
I saw they're thinking about it, but I guess there's a holdup. Like Harbaugh doesn't
The
want,
holdup is if we give this to you, you have to stop going to the NFL every offseason.
but if the holdup, if that's the holdup, that's the holdup.
I
But yeah,
wonder
I
what you
think
try to do though if you're the Bears. I think you got to go for a big offensive mind, but who's out there?
hmm,
Maybe you try to
maybe
trade
Ryan
one of
Grub.
your ones with it.
You do have some extra ones. Wonder what they could get for if Justin Fields ends the year like really well. Do you think they could get a one from him from like a desperate team?
Probably a two. Probably take two pick just because they have no leverage on that.
Right. Everyone knows they're gonna be selling low. So, um, I don't know. I feel like Fields could still be successful in a different environment. Put him in like Tampa, he'd be good. I feel like
He needs to learn how to throw the football.
it's throwing the football isn't the problem. It's processing and
Problem is he's on the
his internal
Bears,
clock.
and the Bears
That's
ruin
true.
quarterbacks.
That's
Mm,
true.
90% of
right.
other franchises, he would look at least a little bit better.
Speaking of a franchise that has ruined quarterbacks for a very long time, but are on a pretty good streak right now, the Detroit Lions holding on against the Saints.
Gosh, man,
Shout
go
out
go
Joey
ahead and talk through
Harrington.
this one, Mr. Daniel.
Take us through it.
Well, I want to shout out Joey Harrington as one of the QBs the Lions have ruined in the past.
Boo. Fuck the Ducks.
That's true too, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, Joey Harrington, what a memory. So I don't know. I can start off with the bad and then I'll finish with the good. We're gonna finish on a positive note because my Detroit Lions are 9-3. They're 3 games ahead in the NFC North, and they're closing in on either probably gonna be the 2 or the 3 seed. I'm gonna guess they're gonna get the 3 seed by the end of the season. And that's a pretty damn good year for this team. So yeah, so we're gonna close with that. But what I want to get out of the way is I am now officially Aaron Glenn out. I want him
Hmm.
gone as our defensive coordinator. Our defense, I hate it. I hate our defense. I hate the lack of talent. I hate that they look like Swiss cheese. I hate that our team gets a 21-0 lead and the Saints just march right back and we can't stop a nosebleed for the vast, like 90% of this game, the Saints offense looked elite. Derek Carr was dealing, Taysom Hill dealing, Jameis Winston, when he came into the game after Carr's injury, he was dealing a little bit. Yeah, our secondary sucks. Our linebackers are young. Our D line, Hutch is a good player, but he cannot carry an entire defense. Because he cannot carry an entire defense, he looks like shit too. He hasn't had a sack in I don't even know how long. But I barely see him get any pressure anymore. He's not really doing much because his line mates aren't helping him. No one's getting pressure on the quarterback, and I don't know, man. Like Aaron Glenn isn't the only problem with this defense, but he is a problem. And it's easier to get rid of a coach because I think with the defense itself, like the players, I think like I trust Brad Holmes to build it over time. Like this offseason, I feel like we're going to get some more talent coming in. Hopefully, not as injury prone as some of the signings we made last summer, but I trust that he's gonna in the draft and for agency, he'll bring in some better defensive players. Over time, defensive players will get better. They'll get some more experience. Like Hutch will probably come alive a little bit more his third season. Lee McNeil will continue to look good, et cetera, et cetera. Jack Campbell looked good at linebacker with the green dot in Anzalone's absence. So, I look for him to get better as well. But I do not think Aaron Glenn is the guy to make this defense better because he makes a mediocre defense horrendous. Like, that's not to say, honestly, with most coaches, the Lions defense would be bottom third. Like, that's just our talent right now. But a reasonable coach would keep it a bottom third defense. Aaron Glenn takes a bottom third defense and makes us like the 30th best defense in football, at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Aaron Glenn out. He needs to be replaced. I know Dan Campbell is like buddies with him and all that bullshit, but NCDC, my guy, once the season's done, get rid of him. He's done. He will cost us a playoff game this year. This game proved to me we will be lucky to win a playoff. We will probably win the first playoff game against, whoever comes out the NFC wild card. We are not beating Philly or SF. If we get the Niners or the Eagles in round 2, they are kicking our ass. They're going to score 50 on us. And Aaron Glenn will deservedly, hopefully, be fired for that. So, anyway, but still a fun season. Now we're going to end with a good 21-0 lead. Most fun first quarter I've watched in a long time. So shout out Sam Laporta, 140 yards. Lions rookie tight end record. Sam
He looks
Laporta,
so good. He looks so
he's
good.
really good. Sam Lagoda. Sam Lagoda. 2 turnovers or 2 takeaways. I mean, pretty good. One of them was a little bit lucky, but we needed it. Jameson Williams. That game-winning touchdown, he got the end around. I know there's some memes going around of like J-Mo being like Superman or whatever because he dived into the end zone and he's got like a little cutout, little sticker of J-Mo just like going around space or whatever because he's flying. I don't know. I've seen that meme go around, but it's fitting. It was a good touchdown. J-Mo's looking electric, man. And offense is looking good. I see so many Lions fans, they were complaining about Ben Johnson's play calling. Like, bro, the offense isn't going to score every single possession. The fact that we get 30 points a game shows we have one of the best offensive coordinators in football. Blame Aaron Glenn and his trash ass defense for the fact this team has to score 30 to win most of their games. So I don't know, man. Like, just if you're going to direct blame, direct it in the right spots. Don't blame Ben Johnson. I hope we keep him. I really do. He will probably deservedly get a head coaching job after this season, but I really, really hope he can stay for at least another year because I love watching this offense get to work, man. It's so fun to watch. When they're on, dude, they can compete with anyone, So it's going to be fun to watch for the rest of the season into the postseason. So, in conclusion, boys, 9-3, gonna win the NFC North. Pretty damn good team. Pretty fun to watch.
I posed this question in private, but I want to do it now live on the pod. 3 seed Lions are taking on the 6 seed Packers in the wild card round. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your confidence level going into that game? And say the Packers don't lose another game the rest of the way.
So Green Bay goes 11-6.
Yes.
5. But honestly, the reason it's a 5 is just because I'm so used to Detroit failing me. So it's kind of hard to really get your hopes up. But at the same time, I think we match up pretty well with them.
Oh yeah, the
The
Packers
matchup
aren't
I
going to lose another
really
game.
want to see, I
Packers
really
are going to
hope the
go
Rams.
11-6. So
I really hope we get the Rams in round 1. I really want a Stafford reunion at Ford Field.
looking at this Packers schedule, I'd be very surprised if you don't end up playing the Packers in the first round. I think they're going to go 11-6.
That's crazy, man. And then
Finish on
Seahawks
an
get left
8-game
out.
winning
Think
streak.
Seahawks get left out and the Rams are in? Damn.
Yeah.
That sweep
That's
really
true.
looking rough now.
Well, yeah, and what they're no, I guess they beat the Cardinals. I was gonna say they're 0-4. No, they're 1-3 in the division.
Yeah.
Might be 1-4 here soon. Well, I guess we'll see. But
I had something to say to Daniel.
yes.
Yes, Rob.
It's looking pretty rough that they try and go get Sweat and Young because Hutch is the only kind of pass rush on that team.
You know, the funny thing is I complain about the lack of pass rush, but I'm not, pun intended, sweating about that.
Cancel
Here's
the
the thing, though.
pod.
If we trade for Chase Young or Sweat, like, they're both upcoming free agents, right? So we still have to give them pretty big contracts, and there's still some guys that we have to give pretty heavy contracts to down the line. Like, I'd rather get a bona fide pass rusher in the draft, or like if we're gonna get a pass rusher through trade or free agency, like get someone that's like legit. Like Chase Young and Sweat are like maybe a couple below that. Get like a really good pass rusher opposite of Hutch with a Leam in the middle. Like
That's a lot easier said than done, my
it's a lot
friend.
easier said than done, but I don't know. Like
I don't know.
just
I think getting Young or Sweat and even paying them after for a 3 was very much worth it.
I think it was worth it for a team like the Niners who already kind of have their core set and they've been contenders for a little bit. I don't think it's necessarily worth it for a team like Detroit right now. Maybe Detroit a few years from now, that's a trade you make. Detroit right now, you either get someone good in the draft or you get someone that's already like really like you get someone that's elite. And like you said, it's easier said than done. But if you're going to give up the assets, I feel like you might as well go all in because you're going to have to give this guy a contract anyway. Might as well get your money's worth on that contract.
That's fair. That's fair. I would have made the move.
Keep on looking ahead here. Atlanta, New York, the other game of the week. Another absolute classic here. This game featured a safety.
Yeah.
As all great games do.
I wonder if there's been more safeties than usual this year.
I don't think so. There's usually like one a week-ish, but at best.
Atlanta's so bad, man. They're going to cheat to a division.
Atlanta's
I feel like that's more than usual, though.
Fucking Falcons,
Look at
man.
Atlanta's schedule here.
The thing with Atlanta too is like
they've only got like one. They've only got like one tough game left too. It's a funny thing.
Dude, knowing the Falcons though, they're probably gonna go 500.
Oh, absolutely.
They're gonna finish. Gonna finish the year 8-9.
Give the Panthers a win.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina won that game. Not that I think they would, but
just for the fun, just for the meme,
just for the vibes. Carolina 24, Atlanta like 20.
Why was Carolina so bad? It's not like they don't have any talent. They got the first overall pick at quarterback.
They have the worst ownership in football.
They do have the worst ownership in football. Now that Dan Snyder's gone, it's Dave Tepper for sure.
Yeah. What about that Arizona-Pittsburgh game, though? Steeler bullshit. just not
Gosh, this made my man. I had the best football weekend ever, guys. My high school won NorCal. My college won the Pac-12 going to the CFP. On Sunday morning, I got to see the Steelers lose by multiple scores to one of the worst teams in football. And then on Monday night, I watched the Bengals win. What a weekend. What a weekend. Honestly, I don't know if
That
I'll have
is a
another,
really good weekend.
I don't know if
That
I'll have a better
it's
weekend
never
than
going to
this
get any
anytime
better than
soon.
that, my friend.
I
It's
don't
never going
think
to
it
get any
ever
better.
will. Until the Bengals win a Super Bowl, I don't think I ever will see a better football
That's
weekend than
right.
that.
I'm the only person that's experienced the Super Bowl win this in this podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. At least I've seen my team playing one now. So I'm in second place. Kind of. Um,
Wow,
Oh,
guys,
ouch.
real nice of y'all. Real
It's
nice.
That
okay.
was that was a
Hey,
pot
hey,
shot. Jeez.
if it makes you feel better, your team's definitely got the best chance of playing in one this season out of our three teams. So
True.
there you go. Maybe it'll be this year. Um,
I wish. That would actually be amazing, though.
that would be
Imagine we
great.
beat San Francisco or Philly in the championship game. Oh man.
That would be wild.
That'd be sweet.
That you'd be America's team.
Oh yeah, no, all whoever, no matter what team's coming out of the AFC, all of America is rooting for Detroit in that Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Oh
Maybe
yes.
the Jags, maybe if you get a Jags Lions Super Bowl, that might be kind of split. Every other team, Lions would have like 100% support, I'm sure. So, gosh, that'd be fun. I hope the Lions make a Super Bowl, man. That would be great. Um, but yeah, Arizona just absolutely boat race Pittsburgh.
That was awesome. I loved it.
You
Him
know
and Bryce
what?
are really
Kyler, I
good.
know they're playing themselves out of getting Caleb, and honestly, Kyler hasn't been bad since he came back.
Nope.
And he was never the problem in
Tyler's
Arizona.
really good.
He's a good quarterback.
He was let down by his coaching.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
in keeping Steve Keim around for 10 years, his drunk ass.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if Arizona's like, going to be good next year or anything, but I don't think the question should be, should we get rid of Kyler anymore? I think the question is, how can we continue to build around Kyler? And you do have 2 first-round picks to do that. So, even if one is Houston's, who will probably be going to the playoffs, but you'll still have a top 5 pick that you got yourself. So that's nice. For the Steelers side of things, oh man, you don't want me to talk about the Steelers side of things because I'll just be too happy. I won't be able to stop smiling when I talk about it. That's how it feels. I'll just say that's how it feels. Oh man, I follow a lot of Steelers fans on Twitter just because some of them actually, I actually think Steelers fans in general. There's obviously the drunk still is gone to the Super Bowl type fans, and there are a lot of those. However, there are
There's a
also a
lot of
lot of
those.
very well-informed Steelers fans that I like to follow on Twitter. Uh, and they're starting to talk about maybe it's time to move on from Mike Tomlin, not because he's a bad coach, but because maybe the message got stale in that room. Maybe it's time.
They're not going to
And
do it, though.
I mean, but if you look at the rest of they need to go 500 on the rest of their schedule in order to keep the infamous Mike Tomlin always finishes above
Mm.
500. Looking at their last 4 games,
They're still gonna do it, I think.
it's going to be close. I honestly could see him going 0-4 here because I think this is the one. This is the one I could see them winning. I could
I think
also see him beating Seattle, but I don't think they
Oh,
will.
fuck you. Come
I said
on.
I could see them play. See, I said, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to lose to the Colts and Ravens for sure.
Yeah, and this really defeated the Mike Tomlin after losses, too.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 gimmies, and they blew it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe it can get TJ for a trade, Danny.
That'd be
Dude,
nice.
if we were able to trade for TJ Watt, that's what I'm talking about though. If you get like if we're gonna give up assets, get a guy like TJ Watt, man. Like TJ Watt and Hutch together is unstoppable.
Just the ultimate white pass rusher
I would make any offense
combo.
just piss themselves, man, in fear. Like that would be amazing.
I don't know. I mean,
TJ Watt, man.
they're not going to beat the Ravens and they're not going to beat the Colts. They need to win both these games to get to 9-8, and I don't think they do. In fact, I
No,
think if I was predicting right now, I think they lose both of those. Maybe that's just
you know,
me a little too high on Jake Browning right now, but I don't care. I think the Bengals win the rematch in a few weeks when that happens. But we'll talk about that at that point, obviously. We'll talk about it at that point. Don't need to get too excited and too uppity about that right now when there's still a couple more weeks for that to happen. But anyways, yeah, from a Steelers standpoint, their season's over. They're done. You can't lose. You played two of the three worst teams in football at home in a matter of 5 days. You should be
lost them both.
9-4 right now, and you lost them both, and you got embarrassed in one of them. No, your season's over. The Steelers are cooked. I know they're not
One of them.
officially eliminated.
One of
They're
them.
done. Well, I mean, they got embarrassed in both, but like they got blown out. Is what I'm saying. So move forward here to Miami and Washington. I don't have a lot to say about this game other than Miami continue to do what they do, and they play a bad team and they blow them out. That's what they've done all year.
Tyreek Hill's on track to break Megatron's receiving yards record.
Wow.
I hope he
Daniels.
doesn't.
You know who should
Daniels
be
a
MVP?
sniper in one of the boxes in Miami in a few weeks.
You know who should actually be the MVP?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek. Yep.
I don't hate that actually. If it was ever going to go to a non-quarterback, it should be Tyreek this year, given how quarterback play league wide has been. Yeah, shoot, man. I
Call
mean,
it
they
the
got
NFL this year is a worse version of the Big Ten West.
ah, come on, man.
Bro, that
There's,
Dolphins Cowboys game is interesting. I wonder who's
it's
gonna win that.
two teams that have never beaten a good team.
Exactly.
Hmm. A movable object versus a stoppable force.
Exactly. Exactly. That's gonna be a fun game actually on New Year's Eve. Or not New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. That's gonna be a
Christmas
fun
Eve.
one.
That's a good Christmas Eve game.
Yeah, that's a good Christmas Eve game. I mean, so the Dolphins got two easy wins coming up here, so they'll be 11-3. But man, those last three games are a murderer's row right there. So they better be ready. They better be ready for those. Look at the Cowboys and the Cowboys end of the year schedule here. Eagles, yeah, they got the Eagles this week. Bills, Dolphins, Lions. Oh man, they got four tough games in a row right here.
Oh, we're playing the Cowboys at the end of the year.
That's
But
been
then they
fun.
get but then they
We're
get the
gonna get
conference
destroyed,
advantage.
bro.
That's Monday Night Football, man. We're gonna get Monday Night Football, Detroit,
Dude, Dallas
Dallas.
is gonna fuck us in that game, man. I'm sorry, bro. Like it'll probably be a shootout. But my
Actually,
God, it's
wait,
in
hold on.
Dallas too. Like they haven't lost in Jerry World this year, man. Oh man.
They should have.
12:30. Wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold up. Why is this Lions Cowboys game being played on Saturday? That's weird. NFL does
I
weird
think
things
because New
this
Year's
time of
Eve
year.
is the day after. Oh yeah, they're still
Yeah, but
playing
they're
games
playing games
the
on
day
New
after.
Year's Eve though.
Okay. I guess
Oh,
they just do Saturday games this time of year.
I guess. I mean, shoot, I guess, yeah.
I think the Saturday games start next week because I know
Yeah, I
Lions
think
and
so.
Broncos are playing on Saturday a couple weeks
Bengals
from
and
now.
Vikings are playing on Saturday next week, yeah. So, um, Josh Dobbs versus Jake Browning. Hell yeah, the backup bowl. Let's go.
Go Jake Browning.
It's a matchup of backup quarterbacks throwing to elite LSU wide receivers.
Drew.
So, um, there you go. What's next here? We'll go to Broncos Texans. This was our only difference on the week, and Rob did get me on it. So, I'm now
TJ.
down. I'm now down to +4. Man, Ross had a chance there at the end, man.
He
He had a
did.
chance.
He did.
He blew
It
it.
was like some old Russ magic.
Yeah, almost. Although it came up short. It came up short. So at the end of the day, the Denver Russ is still there. He's still there deep down. But He was not bad in this game. Neither, of course, was Trent. This is a good game. This is a good
It
game between two
was.
teams that are going to be competing for one of those last AFC wildcard spots all the way down to the wire. So, um, yeah, not a whole lot to
Is there gonna be Texans game in Houston the day before the Natty? No way, right?
1-7. No, there's no way they scheduled that. Yeah, they're playing at Indy the day before.
Would be cool to double dip, but
That would
if
be
Huskies
cool.
win, I'm not going to the Cards game.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. Don't worry. Especially if the Seahawks season's over at that point.
It kind of already is.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Nah, Broncos Texans was a fun game. Two good teams. Two good teams are going
Good
to be
teams.
competing. Like
Tank
I
Dell
said,
going down though
Tank
sucks.
Dell going down. That hurts the Texans a lot because he was really starting to turn into CJ's go-to guy. Or he really already was. Although having Nico Collins is a beast though. 191. Like,
Hmm.
man, who would have thought Nico Collins was a stud this whole time? He just needed a real quarterback to unlock it. No offense, Davis Mills, or maybe offense, Davis Mills.
He had Lovie Smith as his coach
Yeah.
and David Culley.
And David Coley. Man, I mean, all this time, I mean, that just another addition to the elite 2021 wide receiver class.
Yeah.
It's gonna go down the record books, I think. And of course, Kadarius Toney was the fourth picked, which I know Chiefs fans love. Actually, Giants fans love. They're the ones that picked him. I always forget that Kadarius Toney was a Giant, honestly. It's easy to slip your mind. I know Daniel's glad that his boy ARSB, the Sun God, was there in the fourth round.
Of course, man. Dude, he's a beast.
He was a beast. Not quite as good as Jamar Chase,
I
though.
was at his first big
Okay,
game.
come on, man. Let me
I was
have
at the
this. I'm
Hey,
I was
a
at the
I would give I would give the Sun God fourth best in
he's
that
behind
draft.
Jamar and probably
Probably
Devontae Smith
Waddle and probably
or
Devontae.
Waddle.
I think then it's Sun God at 4, I think.
Yeah, probably. But you know what? I will say Sun God, I think, has the best hands besides against maybe Jamar.
I actually think he's probably got better hands than Jamar, but he'll have like insane
Yeah,
catches and then he'll
J
drop like a wide open slant.
Jamar can't see the ball right.
That's right, because it doesn't have the stripes on it.
Um, I was at the game. I was at Amon-Ra St. Brown's breakout game.
That's right.
The
Hey,
old
I know because I was at that game too. You're talking about the Hawks Lions game. Yep,
yeah.
yep.
The
Rob and I
David
met up at that
was
game.
that David Blau or Tim Boyle?
That was Tim Boyle. Dude, I'm so
We
glad he's not on this team anymore.
we put
He's so bad,
that
bro.
was the last Russ game at home, and we put 50 on you guys.
It was like 53 to 29. It
It
was
was
a last
bad,
game.
and that was like the longest game ever because the Lions were passing the whole game.
That's true. There were a good amount of Lions fans at that game too. I saw a lot of folks with Barry jerseys. Saw a few with Megatron
Mhm.
jerseys.
Damn transplants.
Dude, Lions fans travel well, man. They just when there's a good team there, they travel well.
That
Hmm.
was not a good team that year,
That
though.
was not a good team. I think you might be misremembering that one a bit.
What are you talking about, man? They were
They're
13,
both
3 and
blue.
1, right?
They're both blue. It's easy to get confused.
First,
No, actually,
first,
I
we didn't
will.
lose our first game till the Vikings home game when Kirk Cousins to JJ for the winner.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. That's
Oh,
exactly
wait.
what happened.
I completely flipped that season. Never mind. Yeah, no, they were bad. But you know what, man? Honestly, that game that I went to was a weird experience. Like going to like it was my first time going to a Lions game live, and to see like a 53 to 29 score line, it's just she was whack, dude. That whole game was
That
whack.
was a weird game. I agree with that. All right,
What's next?
Carolina
Panthers,
versus
Bucks.
Tampa Bay.
We already talked about how pathetic Carolina is.
It's
Much to
bad.
say about this game besides Panthers are shit and Tampa Bay. Remember when Tampa Bay had a good start to the year and we thought they were going to be spooky, and now they're 5-7. and
Yep,
all
and all
pieces.
but out.
They're still not out of it for the NFC South though, because let's
Not
see.
how, but like, bro, they started 3-1, man, and like people thought they were gonna maybe have like a winning record this year after
They're
that start.
tied, so they're ahead of New Orleans on the tiebreaker, and they've got one more game. I think did they play Atlanta this weekend? Yeah, they played Atlanta this weekend, and let's see, their division record is let's see. So I think they're only 1-1 because I think they've only played the Panthers and Saints. Oh no, they're 2-1. So hold on, do some quick maths here. Actually, why don't I just go to standings? Where's standings?
Bro, they
NFL
could low-key beat the
standings.
Packers.
Here we go. Division record. Okay, so going down to the NFC South, we're looking at, sorry, Panthers only eliminated team. That's sad. Division record. Bucks are 2-1, Falcons are 3-0. So if the Bucks beat the Falcons this weekend, they'll both be 6-7 and 3-1. But the Bucks would have the better conference record, so they would be back in front in the NFC South. So there you go. These things can flip on a dime, my friend. Can flip
Yep.
on a dime. So that'll be a fun game to predict. But yeah, they actually, I mean, they barely beat the Bucks. I mean, this game was 21-10 before the Panthers did score a garbage time touchdown, 2-point conversion. So I mean, obviously they say that. But there was also a point where the Bucks were down 10-7 in this game at home to the worst team in football. That just fired their head coach. So um yeah, I don't know what to think of the Bucks right now. Panthers, you guys suck. Sorry. That's what I think of you. Yeah, I mean that's all I gotta say about this game.
Yep, I agree.
Mike Evans is a stud though. Mike Evans, love you. Great for my fantasy team. Remember when Zach said I was an idiot for making that trade? Oh man, what a fool. Um, Browns.
I agreed with you at the time too. So you should have vetoed that. I fleeced him so bad.
I don't even remember what I gave up for him. It wasn't that much though. I'd have to go back in the transaction log because I do not remember. I don't think I gave up that much for him. But anyways, we'll talk Browns, Rams here. Rams win comfortably here.
Stafford keeps dealing, man. I'm
Stafford
telling
keeps
you, man, I hope we get a matchup with Stafford coming back to Ford Field. Please. That is such a better narrative than getting the stupid ass Packers again at Ford Field. I
He's
don't want
he's
to play the
he's beating
Packers.
bad teams. He's a cowboy basically.
Give me Stafford, bro, please. I want to see him come back to Ford Field. Hopefully we
You'd
beat him,
beat
but
him. You'd beat him.
yeah, but still, man, it'd be so nice. It's like the two eras colliding. But anyway, I
Oh
thought
yeah,
people
here's the trade. Here, hold on, I found the trade. So I gave up J.K. Dobbins and a third, and he gave me Mike Evans in a second.
and you said he fleeced you,
He said he fleeced me.
bro. What?
Well, this was before the J.K. injury, to be fair, but holy crap, dude. I got the higher pick and a dude who is a routine 1,000 yard receiver, and he was convinced he fleeced me too. He's telling Rob to veto the trade. Anyways, but yeah, like you said, Stafford's been dealing. Yeah, I mean, shoot, I mean, for as much talk as that Browns defense, I mean, and rightfully so, like they're a good defense, but at the same time, um, they have allowed in three of the past four games, they've allowed 29 points or more.
We at least got a patented Joe Flacco arm punt in this game.
Yeah, I can't believe
Dude.
in the year of
The
our Lord
former Brown, John Johnson, too.
2023.
Former
We
Brown and
have
former Ram. He's back.
we got a Joe Flacco on front
How did John Johnson just sit on the free agent market long enough for the Rams to just get him back? Honestly, John Johnson's a good player.
because he's a scheme player probably. He only
Yeah,
plays good for the Rams.
but he was pretty good in Cleveland too. But
I don't think he was. I think they got rid of him for a reason.
I think they got rid of him for salary cap reasons because they gave all their money to the Predator. Sorry. Sorry. Well, I'm not supposed to talk about that. I'm getting censored. Okay. Um, 49ers Eagles. What was supposed to be the game of the year did not end up being that.
Oof, yeah, that was rough.
Niners,
Called Niners
absolutely.
by double digits this game. Or am I
You
remembering that
did.
wrong?
You did. No, you did. I remember that. You did. And you
Did
were right. They destroyed them. It wasn't even close. Debo just absolutely was a man possessed in this game. Um, like pretty much all his yards were after the catch too. All 116 of those are him just running over Eagles defenders. So pretty much all of Brock Purdy's 314 yards were yards after catch, but if it works, right? Yeah, the Eagles kind of got exposed a little bit here because they have not been playing good football for about a month now, and it kind of finally came back to bite them against an elite football team. So there you go.
I got nothing
Niners
else
look
to
so
say.
good. I think we're gonna get thumped.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, it's you know, Niners just haven't laid an egg against us in quite some time. Maybe the first half in the wild card game, but man, we need a lot to go right to beat them this weekend.
hmm You know, like, need a lot to go right to hang with them, and then you need to get
Yeah,
lucky to beat
yeah.
them.
Our only offense is we can't do anything against them on offense. The only points we scored on them, we scored 6 points on them offensively, and the other seven was a pick six.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get to the most esteemed franchise.
The most esteemed, and it's definitely not the Chiefs. It's the Green Bay Packers. Got a big win on Sunday Night Football against the defending Super Bowl champions. No ref controversy at all in this game, actually, it turns
Nope.
out. None at all. None at
Zero.
all. The refs did great.
The refs always do great when the most noble club in the world plays.
I liked what Mahomes said after the game. That's 100% what you say, and he said it very well.
I
Um,
don't even remember what he said.
look it up. Just he said the right thing. Uh, I think it was a good no call. You're not going to get that call at that time in the game.
It was at the very least a good
Is that a
makeup
Jake
call.
Bobo sighting?
Yeah, right
Yep.
there. Look at that.
What?
On the power ranking slide.
Why is he on there?
Good question.
Top player, man.
It's a top player. They're letting guys play. Yeah.
I
Um,
I I like the no call personally.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Man, that she freaking hit the absolute jackpot. Um, gets Patrick Mahomes, who's super rich and gets to be besties with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, every white woman in America would kill to be in Britney's situation right now. Um,
She hit the freaking lottery.
yeah. And the funny thing is, high school sweetheart situation too. It's not like she was a celebrity in her own right before she
No,
met Patrick. She's a regular person.
I bet you if they ever break up, she's keeping that Mahomes last name.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Um, but anyways, as far as the most noble franchise in football, they found the next great quarterback. Went
He's
from
MVP right there. Give him the
Gonna win
Heisman
it
while we're
this
at
year,
it.
guys.
Give him the Heisman.
went from Brett Favre to
Give him
Aaron
the give him the
Rodgers.
Heisman, give him the MVP. Hell, at this point, give him Defensive Player of the Year.
Give him
Fuck it,
Super
why
Bowl
not?
MVP before the game even starts.
Give it to him right now.
Give it to him right now, exactly. Give him next season's MVP too, just to get
Yeah.
ahead of it.
We
Just
anticipate Jordan Love being the next Aaron Rodgers and the next Packers Hall of Fame quarterback. We're just gonna give him the MVP, and better yet, we'll give him a ring too. He's gonna win the
give him
Super Bowl next year before it's even played.
start fitting him for his Hall of Fame jacket, just like
Oh yeah,
after the
of
next game.
course.
Rename Canton to Jordan Love City.
Start getting him some media training for when he goes to the Jets in 15 years.
Oh yeah, just trade him to the Jets right now.
just, just speed run his career, bro. Give him the ring, give him all the disappointing losses to the Niners, trade him to the Jets in a couple of years, and then have him retire in like 4 years with the Vikings.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my God, dude. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up with the Packers, bro. I'm tired of this team. Tired of
They're
They
them.
so
can't
lucky
keep
that they
getting
got
away
to
with
keep.
this.
They're so lucky that they got to that Shitsville, Wisconsin got to keep a team.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
so it's that's a franchise rooted in luck because um it's they're in Green Bay, Wisconsin, uh and they are able to keep their team, be successful all the way to the merger, win the get to be that, and because of that they got to stay there, and then they get two uh, amazing quarterbacks in a row. Such bullshit.
And they're never going to have actual ownership troubles because the owners are the proud, noble fans, of which apparently I'm the number one stockholder.
You are the number one.
So,
In fact, you're actually didn't you hear you were being the number one stockholder in the Green Bay Packers, you're actually the majority owner. So whatever you want to do with the franchise, you can do it.
dude. All right, man. First move, we got to trade Jordan Love, man. He's not good enough.
Did I ever
Get into the
tell you
Jets.
that prank call into like Mike Francesca where a guy's like, yeah, we should put a NFL team in North Dakota. Move to North Dakota, do it.
Have a play in like the Fargo Dome.
Oh my God. Nah, bro, I got a better idea. We're gonna trade Jordan Love to the Jets, right? We're gonna get Tim Boyle back in Green Bay colors. I'm gonna move the team to Winnipeg so they can actually be in a proper city. We're gonna build a real rivalry with the Vikings because fuck the Bears, they're not good enough. We're gonna have like a basically North American Siberia derby between the Minnesota Vikings and the Winnipeg Packers. Our fans are gonna hate us for having to watch games in Winnipeg. Oh
Are you gonna build a dome or are you just gonna be out in the cold?
no, it's gonna be outdoors, 1,000% outdoors, 1,000%
Oh, that's gonna
outdoors.
be rough.
No player will ever want to play there. You
Yeah,
think
and they also
you
have to
think
go to Canada, which means their currency isn't as valuable.
And you
Be
get
more tax.
more taxes.
Exactly. Already struggle to get players in Green Bay. Oh, you haven't seen real struggle yet. Oh man, that Beau, thank you so much for just
you're welcome.
pronouncing my dream right there.
This was
That is
yeah,
my
this was my
dream.
birthday or my Christmas present to you was I
Thank
actually
you.
bought majority share stakes in the Green Bay
Thank
Packers and
you.
I'm giving it to you.
Thank you, man. I love you for that, dude. I appreciate it. I'm gonna
Do
make good
whatever
on
you want with it,
this.
man. I better see the Winnipeg Packers start next year.
Oh, 1,000% with Tim Boyle at quarterback.
The goat.
um
We'll bring Nathaniel Hackett back as offensive coordinator.
oh oh
I never forget
Daniel.
the look that
Daniel, that breath you just let out accidentally hit Patrick Mahomes. So it's 15-yard penalty and all your shares in the Green Bay Packers are now out.
No, bro. I was already looking at leases in Winnipeg, man.
No, sorry, it's over now. It's over.
Damn.
hmm.
He was inbounds too, is a funny thing.
Darn it.
But the Packers saw Patrick Mahomes get hit a little bit, so they threw the flag. So you are no longer a majority owner of the
Someone
Packers.
Man,
someone
dude, that's
looked at
rough.
Mahomes.
You know what? I at least got to live my dream for like 5 minutes.
No.
That's more than most people can say.
Next time you'll be a little bit more careful with where you breathe.
Of course. Next time we breathe on Tommy DeVito.
Next time you breathe on time at DeVito, yeah, you'll be fine. I hear he likes that actually.
Well, Bo, you
Um,
want to talk about this Bengals game here with Jake Browning? Little
yeah,
coming
hold
out
on. I'll be
party.
right back. I'll be right back. Hold on.
32 of 37, man.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
Jake
yes.
Browning.
I
Let's
love that.
go.
Montlake
You know,
Jake.
legend. Montlake
Actually, no,
Jake.
that's
Jake.
not Montlake Jake though.
What do you mean? That's
That's not
him. That's
Montlake
the Mickey
Jake.
jersey.
No, that's not
Oh,
Montlake Jake.
oh, you're talking about shoot, you could be talking about Locker, you could talk about Eason, you could be talking
It's
Trahaner for
Locker.
all I know.
It's
It is
Locker.
Locker? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, what a game, man. What a game. I literally had no expectations going into this game. It was a funny thing. I was actually at the gym. I went to the gym at I usually am at the gym for about an hour. I did go to the gym a little bit earlier than I normally do because I did want to get back in time for this game, but I was not in a rush to get back. I was kind of meandering out. I took a shower, I was watching, and I was like, oh, look at that. First drive, sacked on fourth down. About what I expected. Second drive, punt. Yep, here we go. Oh, we scored a touchdown the third drive, huh? Oh, we allowed a touchdown right back. Oh, but we got a touchdown right back. Then halftime gets here. Oh, we just hit Jamar Chase for a 76-yard touchdown. And then it was just slowly pulling me back in. Like, I mean, this is how Stockholm syndrome works, guys. I slowly got pulled back in. And then all of a sudden, I'm saying here, Jake Browning's going to win MVP this year. He's not actually going to win MVP, but he played fantastic. Well deserved AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was excellent. Jamar Chase. I mean, him and Jamar Chase looked like they had excellent chemistry out there.
They
You'd think it
did.
was Joe Burrow. T. Higgins made some big plays. Good to see him back healthy. Tyler Boyd, I don't know what the fuck you were doing on that one pass. That was the worst trick play I've ever seen. I actually don't even hate the call, but like, come on, if you're Boyd, you just spike that shit into the ground or you throw into the third row. You don't
Or you
throw it
run.
or you run. You don't throw it directly to Josh Allen. Like, in what universe did that make any sense? But um, that was a good win. Honestly, not only was this season saving, but this was spirit saving for I think the entire Bengals fan base in the sense that I know I was texting you guys before the game. I was looking at like how many games, if we lose out, where will we end up in the draft order? And now I'm thinking like if we can somehow go 4-1 down the stretch, and I'll pull up the schedule. I mean, it's not going to be easy by any means, but not impossible. If we can go 4-1 down the stretch, we could be in the playoffs. Um, Now it won't be easy with the schedule, that's for sure. But
Oh yeah.
if we get the same Jake Browning that we got on Monday. It's possible. So we're back. We're back.
I have a fun
Um,
story for this game.
yeah.
Um I was out at a restaurant that evening, and the one play that I saw before I got home was the T. Higgins pick. And I just like for some reason my eyes were just looking at the TV. I was pretty engaged, but for some reason I just looked at that moment. It was the very moment I saw T. Higgins throw a pick, and I kind of yelped. I was like, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I got home during OT during the holding call against the Jaguars, and
Hmm.
watched the rest of it. So I watched the two goofiest plays of the entire game. It was very fun.
Yeah. Um, and on a somber note, Trevor Lawrence goes down to this game, which was not good. Apparently, he was actually limited in practice. They said it was a high ankle sprain. He was limited in practice, and he was in uniform today. So
That's
if he can somehow
surprising.
play this game, that'd be fantastic if he could. Because it did not look pretty on the field. It did not look pretty at all.
Mm-mm.
So shout out him if he can make it happen. I hope so. They play the Browns this weekend. I'd love to see them take an L. But um Bengals season might not be over quite yet, gentlemen. No, we're not going to the Super Bowl with Jake Browning. Sorry. But I might sneak into the 7 seed. I was actually texting one of my other Bengals fans buddies about this the other night. It was like, if the Bengals can somehow get into the 7 seed and they play Baltimore, like a 2 seed Baltimore in the first round, go to Baltimore and win with a backup quarterback just to shut up all the Ravens fans that said, oh, the only reason we lost the wild card round was because we had Tyler Huntley at quarterback.
We were
That would be
hurt.
nice. We were
Oh,
hurt. Yeah, we didn't have our quarterback. Well, what if we did the exact same shit to you guys? That'd be awesome. I don't think it'll happen, but if it does, that'd be sweet. I'd love that. Who Dey, we're back, baby. Jake Browning, future Hall of Famer. Okay, that's it for my Monday Night Football takes. Anything else from week 13 y'all want to chat about before we get into the game picks?
It was a good week of football, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was more fun than it looked like it was going to be on paper, I think, for sure. For sure. There weren't like any I mean non-competitive games. We're talking Cardinals, Steelers, Dolphins, Commies. Even I mean Rams Browns was like not a blowout until the end. The Rams kind of had some garbage time scores to make it look like it was more comfortable than it was. The only like blowout games were the Cardinals, the Dolphins, and the Niners. The rest were all one score games, which is fun, which we like. So shout out NFL Week 13. You were better than we thought you'd be. Um, Speaking of better than we thought we'd be, Patriots Steelers. There you go. I almost picked the
No, you didn't. You
Patriots.
went first. Stop
You're
it.
right, I did. You're right, I did. That's a lie. So, I thought about it though, and no, yeah, we were both wrong on this one. Patriots are still a really bad football team. The Steelers might just be. I mean, I one of my main Steelers follows. He's also talks just NFL in general, but he's basically like the Steelers are a 2-10 team masquerading as a 7-5 team. Like they have their offense is horrible. Their defense just falls asleep from time to time for how much talent they have. Now it sounds like Alex Highsmith might be hurt. It was a neck injury, so we'll see. That could just be a stinger and he'll be fine, or it could be a serious injury. We'll see
Hmm.
where it goes. Neck injuries are kind of weird like that, but yeah, like we kind of talked about in that Cardinals segment, Steelers or season's done. Patriots season obviously done. Um,
They're talking about on the broadcast, talking about is what's Belichick going to do next year? That's how done it is for them.
yeah, exactly. So, um, not a whole lot to cover in this game. It was better than we thought it would be, though. It's interesting.
It
I
was.
think
I enjoyed it.
the over under was 32 and a half, and we got to 39. So, or the over under was 30 and a half, and we got to 39. So we hit it on that respect. So
You hit it in the first half.
and we hit it in the first half. That's right. I forgot because
It was
yeah, because the
21-10.
Steelers had that last second field or touchdown. I remember that now. Yeah, it's 21-10.
Steelers
That's right.
fucked up. Not I said kick it when it was the
Hmm.
fourth down. You kick that one there when you're down 11. You kick, and that would have saved them the game. They're so
Hmm.
stupid. Come on, Mike.
Hindsight's 2020 on that one.
It's
Um,
not. No, it's not. It's not. The site there was clear to kick. I, you needed to kick anyways.
that's true. You're gonna eventually need to kick anyways. I don't know. I'm a big go for the points guy. It depends though. What was the
I don't
what was the
know.
fourth down yardage though? Was it like fourth and
It was like
inches or was
three. It was
oh
three.
three? Yeah, I would have kicked probably. I would have kicked. If it was like a yard or less, I would have gone
Yeah,
for it.
I'm okay with that because that converts at 90%,
Hmm.
95%. But something in the Kalen DeBoer era, I've really started, we've wisely taken points at a lot of times in the red zone on fourth downs, fourth and less than fives. A lot of like, new wave coaches, thinking go for it. But it's really been the right choice going down. So like early in the game, even though it was still like 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you kick it there, in my opinion.
Hmm.
They got lucky and blocked the punt after that.
Right. Right. It worked out, but yeah. Um, any thoughts on Tom Brady's former team versus the Steelers though? Daniel, I know you might have thoughts on this one.
The only real thought I have is that 5 years ago, this is a marquee matchup that everyone would have looked forward to watching. How the mighty have fallen.
Yep. And that reason alone
I
is
love
why it
it.
was on Thursday Night Football. So
Dude.
yeah. It's like back like in 2021 when Patriots Colts got flexed into one of those Saturday games.
Hmm.
Um yeah. But moving forward here, so we got some picks. These are important picks too. +4. Or I'm +4 right now. We're gonna lead it off here. Bucks, Falcons. Falcons a 1 point favorite at home. And this game, like we talked about earlier, is for the lead in the NFC South.
Oh,
We'll let Daniel lead this one because it's his kind of sort of hometown Buccaneers.
I'm gonna take the Bucks in this game, and it's also partially because I really hope they win because the Falcons as a team are just so jank, man. If that team wins the NFC South, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. They're so jank, man. Arthur Smith doesn't use that team well. He's got so many
hmm.
good weapons, and he just doesn't use anybody. I don't. Whatever. Give me the Bucks.
I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I think they're playing with some momentum. Give me the Falcons.
Very torn on this one because on one hand, Desmond Ritter is playing like the worst quarterback. One shouldn't say the worst. One of the worst quarterbacks in the
Tommy
NFL.
DeVito's in the NFL right now, dog.
I said one of. That's why I said one of.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
said
yeah.
one of. So torn. But you're right. The Falcons are playing a little bit better right now. Bucks already lost to the Falcons at home earlier in the year, and the Falcons are better at home than they're on the road. Give me the Falcons -1. Yeah, Falcons -1. Oh, another one you get to lead off here. Good job, Daniel. We got the Lions
Yeah.
going to Chicago to take on the
Chicago.
Bears. Lions 3.5 point favorites against Caleb Williams' next team. Beat them while you can while they
Uh,
still got Justin Fields. Go ahead, Daniel.
this is going to be the first time on this pod I predict the Lions L. I'm not
Really?
I'm not confident going into Soldier Field in December. That field sucks, guys. It's a terrible place to play. Like Jared Goff doesn't really do that well in outdoor games. He's been a little bit shaky the last couple of weeks. Like I don't have a good feeling about this game, man. Like I feel like Justin Fields is gonna run all over us. Like if
Wow.
I will say for this game, if there's Lions fans that aren't Aaron Glenn out, this game is gonna make them Aaron Glenn out. So I think Chicago wins. It's going to be somewhat close, but I think Chicago takes the win, man.
That's bold, man. That's really bold.
I've got a terrible feeling
I'm gonna
about
go
this.
Lions cover here. I like them. I think this is just when you're a bad team and it's near the end of the season. This is where you do really rough. I like the Lions here. I take the under though.
I appreciate the optimism.
How have the Bears done recently? The Lions have had spotty performances. I guess the Bears are coming off a bye and they're at home. I'm gonna take the Lions to win, but I'm gonna take the Bears with the points. So here you go. First
There's our
difference.
first
Give me
difference.
Chicago.
There we
Chicago.
go.
Give me Chicago +3.5. All right, my boys. And you know what? Funny. Gardner Minshew versus Jake Browning. This is a 2018 Apple Cup rematch.
I know that's awesome. The snowball.
Snowball.
Very good point.
This game opened with Colts -2.5. Obviously, this throughout the week, it's flipped over to Cincinnati's now a 1 point favorite. Personally, I'm shocked by that. The Colts are going to win this game. Give me the Colts with the points. I'm very confident in that stretch. And I know I just went on a big tirade of like, oh, Bengals can go make the playoffs. They just go 4-1. And this is a winnable game. It's at home. But the Colts are playing really good football right now, and I think there will be a little bit of comeback down to earth for the Bengals offense this week. Now, I'd love to be wrong on this one, but I'm gonna go with my brain above my heart right now. Give me one more game like that though, Jake, and I'm all the way on board. But for now, give me Colts +1.
I I like the Bengals to cover because we don't lose to no Cougs,
We don't
baby.
lose to no Cougs, man. Man, I hope you're right on that one.
I'm gonna say Bengals and OT get the dub.
No
Oh,
way.
two OT wins for Jake Browning. Man, is he just gonna give me heart palpitations all season?
Yes, you will.
Um, it's 2018 all over again. Um, there we go. We got two differences already right out the gates. Well, we'll keep on rolling here. We're gonna go go up to Cleveland rather. Jaguars going to Cleveland. 3-point dogs in this one. The Browns will be starting. I don't even know who they're starting. I think they said they haven't even named a starter yet. So I won't even bother looking that up. The Jaguars might be playing Trevor Lawrence. Um, yeah, he's already practicing. Um, has a high ankle sprain. I can't see any way Trevor Lawrence plays in
I
this
don't want to
one.
touch this game
I
just
don't want
because of
to
the
either.
injury question. I'm
Either.
cool with not having this one count just because of the injury question.
We could just. I'm gonna go with Browns -3 just because I don't think Trevor plays. So if you just
If
want to do
he
the
does
same
play,
thing,
he'll be limited.
yeah. So I'm gonna go Browns -3 here.
I'll do the same then. I'll do the same. I just think, with how he was limping off the field, they didn't even give him a cart either.
And well, so they offered him a card and he turned it down.
Oh, that's QB tough guy stuff.
Yeah, that's QB tough guy stuff for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Cleveland as well. Honestly, to be fair, I think even if Trevor Lawrence was healthy, this is a tough game for them. Going
Hmm.
to Cleveland against
Yeah.
a pretty decent
Yeah,
Browns team.
that's a Browns defense that's probably like trying to get back to sorts a little bit too after they've had three rough performances in a row, or three out of four rough performances in a row, I should say. Um,
Browns as well.
all right, moving down to Nolens, where Robert will be on January
It's
1st.
looking, yeah, I'm gonna be there.
There you go. So Carolina also going down to Nolens. Hopefully UW has a better chant time there than the Panthers probably will. Saints are 5-point favorites in this game. I'll let you lead this one off, Rob.
Do we want to be fun here?
Oh, he's thinking.
Um,
He's thinking.
Give me the Panthers with the points, just for fun.
Nah, give me the Saints, man. The Panthers are terrible. The Panthers are terrible, and they won't even get the fired coach boost anymore. They wasted it last week. They didn't get it, so they wasted it. Um, yeah, give me Saints -5. Daniel?
I think the Saints win this waste of time game.
Yeah, no, no one's gonna watch
Be
this
very
game.
funny.
It would be really funny.
One of our favorite teams.
Houston Texans. They're going down or going down. I keep saying going down. They're very much going up to New York. That's how geography works. They're going up to East
You're
Rutherford,
always
New
going
Jersey.
down to everywhere.
They're going going down to South Park, man. Um, Texans going to East Rutherford to take on the Jets. Jets team that's starting Zach Wilson again, by the way. He's back. He's back. Get excited. Get hype. Um, how many weeks was he out of the starting lineup, honestly? It feels like it was a long time, but also doesn't feel like it was a long time because so he was Buffalo. Yeah, he was only out of the starting lineup for the Black Friday game and the Falcons game, and then he was right back in it. So, um, Texans on the road here. Nah, give me Texans to cover it. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree there. This is gonna be ugly. Maybe it could be a rookie young team letdown game, but Jets are bad.
Yeah. Daniel.
I was gonna say I think Stroud might struggle, but Texans have a pretty good defense this year, honestly. I don't think it's being talked about enough, but their defense is starting to come alive a little bit, and the Jets are the Jets. I think Texans with the points.
Mm-hmm. We're going to Baltimore now, where the Rams travel across the country to take on Ravens team while they're on the flight. They're actually picking up 7 points, so good for them. Ravens are
Who's
freaking
this?
good,
Yeah,
man.
they're really good,
They're coming
man.
off a bye week. They're playing a West Coast team coming east. Yeah, give me the Ravens in this one.
I'm gonna agree with you there. Ravens are rolling. That's a good team. Rams are fraud alert.
Mhm.
They're frauds. So they shouldn't even be on alert. They're just, beating bad teams. Beating other frauds like the Seahawks.
Yeah, the Rams have 6 wins and 4 of them have came against the Seahawks and Cardinals. So that gives you an idea.
Baltimore's gonna pummel this team, man. It's gonna be sad, but yeah, Ravens are gonna pummel the Rams.
This is the Ravens' last. No, I was gonna say this is their last game against an NFC opponent this year. That is
True.
not
Yeah, they're
true.
rolling just because of that.
They do still have to play the Niners on
Oh, okay.
Christmas Day. That's Christmas Day matchup? Holy crap. That's an elite Christmas Day
That
matchup. Are you
that's a
serious?
really
That's
good matchup.
incredible. Good job, NFL. I know I get you on about scheduling. You did good with that one. Vikings going to the Raiders. It's not quite the same when they're not in Oakland, but they are still the Raiders. Vikings
Is
gonna have
Josh
Jettis
Dobbs a
back.
pumpkin? Yeah, Vikings roll with having Justin Jefferson back
Yeah.
on a fast field too.
Well, there you go. Technically, I was gonna have Daniel lead this game because it was an NFC North team, but I'm glad got
Oh,
out in
I'm
front of it.
sorry.
No, it's okay. You're off the
You
pod.
taking the Vikings, Rob?
Yeah, I am. Sorry, Dan.
I reluctantly join you. I'm gonna take Minnesota.
I agree. I think we're all on the same page there. You're off the pod, hot
They
shot.
get they get they get you're off the pot. They get Justin Jefferson back. I think that's gonna be a
Yeah.
huge factor.
Oh yeah, no, especially the way Jordan Addison's been playing the past couple of weeks. This is really gonna be the first time we see like a fully like in his own Addison lineup next to Jefferson. Like that's gonna be big time. That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. Um,
Oh man. It's
all right,
really
go.
that big. It's
Yeah.
really that big. Oh man.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, the Bengals were 10.5 point dogs to the Jags. I'm not even gonna intro this one. I'll let you just go ahead.
This hurts, man. 10.5's way too much for divisional, especially for a Pete Carroll game. Give me the Seahawks with the points.
Alrighty. Let's go now. I'll let you go next, Daniel.
Yeah, I gotta take the Niners in this game. Sorry, Rob.
Don't blame you.
I think there is something to be said. I think typically Seahawks teams play better in the second matchup against a team than they do in their first. And there's a bit like it worked that way at the Rams this game this year, even
Hmm.
though the second one was on the road. So for that reason, again, I
Mini
take the
bye.
Seahawks with mini bye too. I'll take the Seahawks with the points.
And they played pretty dang good against a really good defense the last time.
That's true.
So
That is true. And Ken Walker might be back this
he
time.
might be. I have my doubts.
Yeah. So we've got the 9/11 hijackers are going to Kansas City where they will be one
Oh, oh man.
where they will be 1.5 point dogs against the Chiefs. I still can't believe that's a real thing that
Wow.
happened. Why would anyone say that in 2019? Like, how did and he went into that meeting prepared to say that. How did at no point was he like, maybe this is not a good idea? Maybe this is not how we run this
Yeah,
league.
why doesn't your brain just tell you don't say that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even saying like have someone else stop him. I'm like, why did he at no point realize maybe this isn't
I
the
don't
best
know.
idea?
Maybe did Dan Snyder, did he dig this one up too?
Might have, honestly.
Dan Snyder,
Dance.
Bills owner confirmed. Who's the Bills
Snyder's
owners?
and
The Pagulas?
the Pagulas, yeah.
Yeah, Pagulas are just a front, man. Dan Snyder's been the Buffalo owner the whole time. They just haven't uncovered it yet.
Um, Dan Snyder secretly owns every team.
Bro, even the Packers.
It's like
Even the
that. It's like
Packers.
that Earth meme with the astronauts. It was all Dan Snyder. It always
Always
was.
has been.
Always has been.
But anyways, Bills Chiefs. Oh man, Bills got a lot of controversy going on right now. They are coming off a bye, which definitely helps them in a certain respect, and the Chiefs are coming off a hard fought loss. But I mean, 1.5 points, not like anything crazy. Give me the Chiefs to win by like a field goal.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like every Bills game ever whenever they're on like the America's Game of the Week time slot. It's going to be a close game. Buffalo's going to look competitive, but they're going to lose in the end because it's what the Bills do. You know, if they lose this game, they fall to 6-7. That team with Josh Allen with a losing record,
Hmm.
man, Miami really getting a bunch of shit for beating up on trash teams, and yet they're going to run away with the AFC East.
Yep.
So who's
Yep.
really the winner? Anyway, yeah, I'm with you, Bo. I think Chiefs by field
I'm gonna be
goal.
bold. I'm gonna take the Bills with the points. They got a bye week. I like that.
All right. All right. You think
They're
Bills
gonna
win straight
hijack
up?
the AFC.
They're gonna hijack the
Oh
AFC.
my, come on, man.
That was too easy.
That was
Yeah,
way too easy.
that was like too easy. You're right. You're right. Do you think they win straight up?
I'm not putting any bad juju out there. I need a win.
All right, there you go. So that's four differences already. Wow, and we're at four differences, and we're not even to Sunday Night Football yet.
Wow.
Good Sunday
I'm
night
making them
matchup this
all
week
up
though.
this week.
All right, Broncos Chad just 3-point favorites at home against the Broncos team coming off a loss. Chargers coming off a win. Sorry, I'm so how does FPI have the Chargers favored by that much? ESPN's FPI metric forgot the Chargers suck. Give me the Broncos +3.
I'm gonna agree there. Chargers suck.
Chargers are terrible. How are the Chargers favored by 3? They're the horrible team.
Boys,
Daniel.
I'm taking the Chargers. And the reason I say that, I feel like this time of year, the Chargers always get like a couple wins to like give a little bit of false hope. It's that time of year where Dean Spanos is gonna get his extra wins so he can just stand pat.
Yeah.
Keep
Like
Brandon Staley around for a year.
exactly, man. It's it's
I think
it's
it's
that,
another
that time of year
year.
for LA.
How is it time to say Brandon Staley's another Matt Patricia?
Dude, I would say that, but I feel like as people, they couldn't be more different.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. That's
Like
got
But
Matt
got
think
to
about
be.
this.
Patricia's
Think
like
about this.
dictator
A
vibes.
a
Brandon
a, a
Staley's like
solid
this vibe.
a solid black offensive coach, older black offensive coach, replaced by a young hotshot defensive mind. Where have I seen that one before? To take the team over the top. Where have I seen that
Stop.
movie before? Where have I seen that movie before?
Stop, man.
That is accurate. That is accurate in that
In
respect.
the midst of a 9-3 year, you got to remind me of that bullshit, bro. Dude, the minute I remember that season too, the first Patricia season, we lost to the Jets on Monday Night Football like 48-17. I knew after that game that regime wasn't going to work. You don't go on
Mhm.
a Monday Night Football home opener in your first game as a coach and get blown out by fucking Sam
Yeah,
Darnold.
That was Sam Darnold's first career game too.
that was Jamal Adams having a big game too.
Yeah.
I
Sam
actually really
Darnold's
liked those Jets uniforms.
and
The
Sam
older
Darnold's
ones, yeah.
first career pass was a pick six.
Should have known then. Should have known then.
The
I knew it
one
when he
the
was at
one
USC.
light of hope that the Lions had that game. And it was all downhill.
All downhill from there. But they beat the Patriots a few weeks later, so that was fun.
Wow. Wow, they beat the Patriots on route
That
to
was
a
a Patriots team that won the
thing.
Super Bowl too.
I don't give a
So
shit, man. We lost to the Jets 48-17 on Monday Night Football. Every other game after that game that season for me, gravy. That Monday Night Football game ruined that entire year for me.
Was that the last time until this year that they were on Monday Night Football?
No, the next time after that, it was a week 2 game. Beau and I went to go watch this game. I remember
mhm.
2020. It was Dan Campbell's first year, Monday night, week 2 against the Packers in Lambeau.
Okay. I think I remember that one.
It might have been that, or it might have been 2020 in Lambeau as well. I don't know. I don't remember.
I
Anyway,
remember the 2021 one for sure. I remember that 21 game for sure.
21 for sure.
Um, moving forward here, good Sunday night matchup
I'm
between
excited
the
for that one.
Eagles and Cowboys. What is it? I think
Rivalry.
if the Cowboys win this one, will they be in first in the NFC East?
I don't know.
They'll be tied. They'll both be 10-3. But I think on division record, no, they'd have the same division record too, because neither of them have lost a game. Actually, hold on, let me just verify that. Neither of them have lost a game within the division other than the Cowboys to the Eagles in their game earlier this year. Yeah, 3-1. So the Cowboys would be 4-1,
Philly would have a
and the
better
Eagles would
conference
be
record.
3-1. So the Cowboys would be in first place in the division.
What about conference record though?
But that wouldn't come in until the second tiebreaker. So the first tiebreaker would just be division for now. So
Okay.
the Cowboys would be 4-1, the Eagles would be 3-1. So that
Okay.
they'd be ahead. So this game is temporarily at least for the lead in the NFC East. Eagles coming off a heartbreaking loss, or not even heartbreaking because they got blown out, just a throttling, while the Cowboys coming off a close win over the Seahawks, but also a mini bye on top of it. So I'll let you lead this one off, Rob.
Oh shoot, I got this one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go Cowboys here, and Dak has an MVP moment. Give me Cowboys 3.5.
I like it. I like it. Daniel,
Yeah, man. Give me the Cowboys.
I agree. Give me the boys. Give me the boys. I think they win by like a touchdown here. I think mini bye definitely helps. And I also think again, I think the Eagles very easily could have lost to them in Philly about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So could be the same story. Uh -13. Jesus. Okay.
Dolphins,
Um
1,000%.
Titans going to got Daniel's answer right off the book. So Titans going to Miami, where the Dolphins are 13-point favorites. Shoot, man, this is a big spread. But still give me the Dolphins. Yeah, still give me the Dolphins. They've been boat racing these bad teams, and turns out the Titans are a bad team. So give me the Fins.
I'm gonna go Fins here too. 13's tempting, but
Yeah, it's close.
part of me thinks like, could the Titans make them play their game, Jeffrey Simmons, but nah, give me the Fins. Do you have a Monday doubleheader?
You got Monday doubleheader.
That's
And
awesome. I love
And
that.
the problem is neither game's going to be particularly competitive, but um
Hey,
the
man,
pack
don't say that.
Yeah, because Danny DeVito's rolling or Tommy DeVito's rolling.
Danny DeVito actually unironically called him Danny DeVito.
Sometimes I mix them up. Our old Jonathan Smith and Jigba head coach at Michigan State.
That's true. That's true. Well, Packers going to no, Packers going to New York, leaving Lambeau, going to New York, dropping 6.5 points on the flight over. Let Daniel lead this one off because it features his team.
His
Yeah, of
favorite,
course.
most deserving and historical team in football.
Of course, man. I'm praying for Tommy DeVito to show up in this game, man. Please, please, Giants. Please do something, man. Please do something. New York, I will be your biggest fan for 5 seconds if you win this game. Please, Giants. Please do this for me. Anyway, yeah, give me the Packers, man. I don't get why Packers. I get why Packers fans complain about Joe Barry, but like their defense has so many great players, like it almost doesn't matter. They're gonna get like three or four takeaways on this Giants team. They're gonna pummel them, man. God, Jordan Love's gonna look good.
I'm gonna agree with you
For at
there.
least
I just don't think that the Giants can match up with the God himself, Jordan Love.
they can't, dude. They can't. And the Giants don't have the same nobility level either. Like it's not meant to be, man.
I agree. Yeah, give me the Packers. The nobility level thing is really the deciding factor for me, I think. Also Matt LaFleur being 16-0 in December in his career. That's actually a wild stat. Um,
Come on, man. What?
so let's see. What were our differences then? So Bills, Chiefs.
Detroit,
Ooh,
Chicago, Cincy, Indy, Carolina, New Orleans, Bills, Chiefs.
those Chiefs. Okay. 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 I like that. I like that. I like that list. Well, cool. Man, what about that as far as a header image for this
That's a fun one.
that's a fun one. Well, um that's it for NFL week 14. So it's good. It looks like it's gonna be a fun week. No more buys. I think every team's played. No, the Commanders and Cardinals, I think, are
Commanders and
still on bye.
Cardinals are on the bye.
So yeah, they got two
That's a
teams on
late
bye.
buy. Holy shit.
That's a
Yeah,
super late
it's
buy.
really that's probably really hasn't helped either of those teams too.
No, exactly. So um well, that's it. Any closing thoughts, guys? We'll let Daniel start. Any closing thoughts?
I really wish I could have kept that stock, Bo, so I could have my dream to move the Packers to Winnipeg. But I guess it's not
Shouldn't have,
meant to
bre-
be, man. You
shouldn't have
really
breathed on
can't mess with
Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Can't breathe next to Patrick
Can't breathe
Mahomes,
on them.
man.
Can't breathe the same air, man. It's unfortunate. That's all I got.
Rob?
Seahawks win. Calling it.
All right. All
Bet the
right.
house on the money line.
Put the house on the money. You want to change your pick right now?
No, no.
No. Seahawks win. You want to change your pick? No. Shows how
This is
confident
not
you are.
financial advice.
This is not the financial advice podcast. This is the sidetrack podcast, which is also the West Coast Draft podcast, which is a good closer. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Um, let you close this out, Rob. Don't make a hijacking joke in the closer, please.
Oh yeah, no, I won't stoop to that. If one of us moves to Winnipeg, all of us move to Winnipeg. One of us click like, all of us click like. If one of us subscribes, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks.
Have a good one. Drive safe and don't be sharp.